This is Severe Weather Awareness Week. Thank you for joining us on WJTS TV. We're going to talk with Tammy Miller. Tammy is the director of the Emergency Management Association agency, I should say, in Dubois County. Tammy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, this is a week that we all get ready for, and hopefully the weather will be nice so that we can do the drills like we're supposed to. Right. What is the significance of Severe Weather Awareness Week?
It's just to draw attention to everyone to prepare for the upcoming season. We're going into our prime time of tornadoes and severe weather now. So it's just to kind of get everybody in that mode to think about their plans and their disaster kits and their weather radios and all of that. So it's a good week for all of the above.
What is considered severe weather? Everybody thinks everybody thinks this is Tornado Awareness Week, and it is,
yeah.
But it's also severe weather because I know, doesn't lightning kill more people than tornadoes do every year?
Absolutely. Severe weather can be anything winds over 55 mile an hour up to 60. That's considered a thunderstorm warning is going to be issued then. Okay. Lightning, you need to, if you see lightning, you're already too close. So go ahead and get indoors. And you'll notice the ball games, they really watch that. If they can see it, then they pull their kids off the fields. And it's just to bring awareness to all of those things and put them back in the front, because boy, we've had a winter that everybody's been thinking about nothing but snow and ice. So now we want to try to get rid of that and bring in the severe weather and what we're supposed to pay attention to now.
Do we ever have any idea of whether it's going to be a bad year for weather or a good year for weather? Is it just kind of, who knows?
Yeah, you really don't know. You can go by the Farmer's Almanac, and I think this year he hit the nail right on the head with winter. Can't really say that for the upcoming season now. We take every year as if it's going to be a really bad year. Dubois County since 2010 has just been hit hard, and we feel like we just get hit hard every year. So my office and my weather spotters, we take this very seriously. We train our spotters yearly to be ready of what they're looking at, and then we also offer it, which is one of the things coming up this week, for our citizens to be able to come and do a little bit of training themselves.
Okay, and we'll talk about some of the events that you have, because you've got some important events. But one of the first things we need to point out to people, what's the difference between a watch and a warning?
Well, a watch means conditions are favorable for severe weather to come in. Doesn't mean anything's going on right now. A watch can be issued at 6 o'clock in the morning, and just with the anticipation that there's a system that's moving through and may not hit until 2 in the afternoon. But it's just to get you aware that we are in the area that could be hit by severe weather later in that day. So that's what a watch is. When a warning is issued, whether it's severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning, that means it's imminent, it's here. It means it's been spotted somewhere. We've already had reports of winds over 60 mile an hour. A funnel cloud has already been spotted by either the National Weather Service's radar, by my deputy director's radar, or by a storm spotter. A trained storm spotter has notified our dispatch center that they've seen something. So a warning is something that means it's happening right now.
Can your office issue a warning, or does that have to come from the National Weather Service?
No, our office cannot issue a warning. The National Weather Service out of Louisville handles Dubois County, and they are the only ones that are authorized to issue a warning. What my office can do is, if we have a trained weather spotter, and our dispatch center is very well aware of who is the trained spotters versus who is just somebody who's seeing some scary looking clouds. And what they will do is, based on their protocol, they will notify the National Weather Service, hey, we've got somebody saying that they're seeing something. National Weather Service will confirm it within very few seconds and say, yeah, go ahead. Or now, if my office sees something, for example, if I'm weather spotting and I see a funnel cloud, I will call dispatch center and ask them to go ahead and sound the sirens at that point. But we take it very seriously. We don't want to get into sounding our sirens off just because it's a scary day outside. We want to make sure that what we're doing is, valid and truthful, and that we are not the little boy that cried wolf. That's our biggest fear, is that we get the sirens going off way too much, and we try to just make sure that it's a trained weather spotter.
If the sirens are going off, it's going to be one of two things, right? A severe thunderstorm warning?
No.
Not just tornado only?
Dubois County only issues
tornado.
sirens for tornado warnings only.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, we do not sound the sirens, and the city of Jasper does not sound the sirens other than for a warning. Or if there is something that is, if we've got a bunch of law enforcement out there and they're in the middle of a bunch of debris flying around and it's a dangerous situation, they're going to notify their dispatch center, and dispatch will sound the sirens in that event too. Because then we're talking, I mean, straight line winds can do just as much damage as a tornado. So, you know, a lot of that is just based on the severity of the storm that's moving through.
And it seems like it always, you know, it comes from Missouri through Illinois, hits Indiana. You can almost track a storm and you'll know whether it's going to get it. But there are times when the storms come from different angles, or they develop differently as they're moving across our area.
That's correct. And I mean, we are very fortunate in Dubois County, and I can't boast and brag enough about my deputy director and his knowledge with severe weather. He can keep us informed and pinpoint even the pop-up storms that happen. I mean, he is just that knowledgeable and has had that much training, and he's developed his own software, and there's just a lot of things that we can really dependent on him to tell us what's going on. So, you know, the pop-up storms aren't really that big of a pop-up surprise for him so much, and you know, he and I work even on a weekend or an evening. We're very right in touch with each other, so nothing gets by very quickly.
Okay, and we're going to talk with Gary Fritz on Thursday nights at WJTS in.form, so you might want to tune in for that. Now, the EMA office is going to have some great, I guess, seminars, events that people can participate in.
Right. This is a really busy week for us. Wednesday, the 19th, the National Weather Service out of Louisville is coming to WJC in their new technological center in the, I believe it's like the lecture hall, and doing a severe weather spotter training. That'll start at 6:30 Eastern Time, run approximately 2 hours depending upon questions. Joe Sullivan is the chief meteorologist with Louisville, and he will be the one putting on that presentation. So we encourage anyone that's interested in weather, wants to know what they're looking at outside, you know, this is the time, come in and do the training. 6:30, there is no charge for it. It's open to the public, and we highly encourage everyone to come in and take a listen.
Okay, so that's at 6:30 on Wednesday.
On Wednesday evening, yes.
And you don't need reservations, just
No,
show up.
just show up, that's
at
correct.
VUJC in the CTEM building? Or
It's the brand new building.
the CTEM,
that's
the Center for Technology,
technology,
Innovation, and
yes.
Manufacturing.
That's
Okay.
the one, and that is Wednesday. And then Thursday is our big test tornado warning day. And that's where the media gets involved, and the schools get involved, and the nursing homes, and we encourage everyone to get involved. They do 2 different tests. There will be one in the morning, sometime between the hours of 10 and 10:30. And that is for the schools and the daycares and the businesses to all practice their plans and what they would do in the event of a tornado warning being issued during their business day. And then there's another one that evening between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. And that is to encourage families to participate and practice what they would do in the event. And what if your son is at the high school for an event and you're at home, or your daughter's here, you know, and have that all put in play, and think about those things and talk about it, and also get your disaster kits prepared.
And get prepared and get ready to go.
Right.
And every family should have, even in the case of fire, a place where you meet after such a situation.
Right. And I think about it now. I mean, I have adult children and I have high school children in my life, and it's like we're all in separate places now, and so we need to put that plan together. You know, what are we going to do so we all know we're okay? Because you don't know. If we have a real disaster, the phones may not work. So,
cell phones may, cell
exactly.
towers may be out or down.
So, you know, get that put in play, because if you can't take care of you if you don't know what's going on with your family. And I think family's number one. So we need to make sure we know what's going on with them.
So Thursday is the day to implement your plan when the tornado warning is issued.
Right.
And of course, if the weather is bad, they won't do a test. They'll
Absolutely.
move it off.
They'll
Put it
move
off to
it
the next day?
They'll put it off till the next day. Yeah, but I think we're in for some decent weather towards the end of the week.
So we should be able to do the
we
drill
should
just like we should.
That's
Okay.
exactly right. And then the other thing that's going on this week with emergency management is I have a great group of volunteers, and they are setting up a booth in the electronics department on Saturday the 22nd. And that is to program weather radios.
And that's at Walmart.
And at Walmart, yes, I'm sorry, in the electronics department. I cannot stress enough the importance of every citizen in Dubois and the state of Indiana and the United States of America to have a weather radio. We cannot be dependent upon the outside sirens. Those sirens are not put in place for the citizens to know that there's a tornado being issued. Weather radios, you are going to get that information the same time that the dispatch center gets it, the same time that I get it, the same time that all of our emergency responders get that notice if you have a weather radio. So purchase one. They range anywhere from $25 to $30. You can get them at Walmart, True Value. There's so many different places that you can get them. And bring them out to Walmart. We'll program them free of charge, and you will be set for our season.
And if somebody happens to get one next week, they can still bring it to your office.
Absolutely.
And you'll help them program it.
Yeah, very simple process. It will take about 5-10 minutes out of your time. Bring it into our office. We're there Monday through Friday. You can call us, make sure we're not in a meeting or something, but 482-2202 is our office number.
Okay. Anything that you'd like to add, Tammy?
No, the biggest thing that I want to say is prepare. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing that I can get out to anybody. The weather radio is priority, and then your disaster kit is the next thing. You can go to ready.gov. It'll have a list of everything that you would need for that disaster kit. And, it's a gallon of water per day per person. So, if you've got 4 in your family, you need 12 gallons of water in your kit. That's just one example. Protein bars, granola bars, batteries, a backup radio. There's a lot of things. Go on that website. You don't ever know what's going to happen in this county, but we have been hit by a lot of different things. And I just think that since I've been in the office as the director, that reality has really come to Dubois County and that it can happen here. So I can't encourage the citizens enough to just be prepared for that.
Tammy, thank you very much for coming in. And, let's hope that we have a tornado-less spring and summer. And actually, we can have them in the winter and the fall. Severe weather can happen anytime. But always be aware of it. Keep your radio tuned to a local radio station. Get a weather radio and just be aware. And this Thursday is the time to practice your plane.
Yes.
Our guest has been Tammy Miller. She is the director for the Dubois County Emergency Management Agency. This is Severe Weather Awareness Week. Please make sure that you're paying attention. Thank you for watching WJTS in.form. We are local people watching local people.